to Chad is presenting the compound calculator that he's created to help develop a lot more money quicker, done correctly. Patience
Correct.
pays. Let's see what you got, Chad.
So if you start off with a $10 trade, you can do a $10 trade, right? Oops, sorry, you said 17. You get a $10 trade. I've got it calculated for 70%. So whether it's an 85% trade or you've rolled it over or whatever happens, regardless, your next trade you go in would be $17. If there's extra, it's extra to your account. And then when you go to do that again, so you'd mark it, you can take a highlighter, you highlight it right there, make it green, say, all right, now my next trade is going to be 17 bucks. So you do a $17 trade, now it compounds to a $28.90. So if you do 3 trades that night, you've made $49 and you're done. Call it a day, right? So when you leave that chart that day or that night, you really go, okay, well, today I've hit $49 and that's for tomorrow. So then tomorrow, if you go into the market and the market's looking really hot, you get in a trade, you want to do your first trade, you're probably going to want to go with 10 bucks. And if everything's firing, trends, we're working the trend, indicators are working, and everything's rocking and rolling, you might want to go with this one, or you might want to continue to grow this one. So you could start off with another $17 trade, go to $28, right? You're calling it good, you're being safe. So now you've got yourself 2 compounds already rolling. So you've got one that's simply, you got one compound that's at $49, one compound that's $28, right? So that way now you don't have to remember next time you come back the next day, or if it's over the weekend, you're like, oh, it was like, how much did I have compounded last week? Oh, it just started at $17. Well, now you know exactly. So now if you think the market's kind of, it's not looking the greatest, you want to go in, you know, your first couple of trades, you want to make sure that the market's rolling right. Again, you go another $10 trade again. So you go $10 and so you clear it. So now you got a $17 trade. All of a sudden we see there's a 5-point trade comes up using Money Heist. Well, if it's a 5-point trade, you're going to take your $49, you put that in, you win. Now you're at $83 on that one. And then the next trade that we pull up is maybe a 3-point trade. So then you go, okay, well, I'll take my $17, right? So the $17 goes in, you make 28 bucks. So now you've got 2 trades at 2 compounds at $28. And all you gotta do is the highlighter right here. You got 2 trades at $28 and one at 83. So you can do as many of these as you want, and then you can roll them over. So what I was always recommending, Leah and I have talked about, simple math. So if you take this $83 one, you get another 5 or 6 point trade rocking. You take the 85 and you get, or 83, and you get yourself to 144. So your next trade after that one is not going to be 144. You leave $44, $41 in your broker, and you start off with a $100 trade.
Mm-hmm.
Right? Because now you've built up 4 more free $10 trades. So if you lose this $100, what have you lost? You've lost $10, but you've gained 40. So here we go.
I see. Yeah.
That's the secret.
Right. So here we go. And the next day, we're watching the market. We're getting a 3-point trade. You're like, let's just do 10 bucks. Boom, 10 bucks. Right? It goes to 17. Okay, so you leave it there. Now the trade comes up. It's a 5-point trade. All right. Well, let's take this $28 one to 48. Boom. Right? And you're tracking yourself the whole time. You know what the hell's going on next. You know what your next trade's going to be. Right? So here we go. Now you still haven't used this $100 one because now you're waiting for that 6-point or that 5-point trade that's going to roll out. 5-point trade rolls out. Boom. You put it in. You've made 170. You're at 170 bucks, all from $10. So now you've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 compounds going. This is a great way to track your money. Otherwise, you're writing things down. You're flipping pages. You don't remember. It's right here.
That's beautiful.
Not about like the other ones, the other compound calculators where they're saying, okay, we're going to do 1 trade for $7 and you're going to continuously drill that trade all the way across. That gets fishy and that gets tricky. So if the market's not great, but you still want to compound, you can restart. And if there's a 6-point trade or you're super confident about the trade and you go back in with 170 bucks, what does that get you? You're at 280 now. Boom, you mark it. You've now grown your account. Right? So let's say, for example, we do, over time, you get to yourself to the to that next level. We get to 1,400 bucks. Well, you don't go back in with your next trade is $1,400. You leave the $400 in your account and you go to the 1,000. Why would you do that? Because now you've got 4 $100 compounds available to create from. You're up to $14,000 with 5 trades. When do you do that? Well, another 5-point trade, right? When you know it's going to hit. How much did this all cost you? Even if you lose it, you've lost $10 and you've gained 400 along the way. So you always go back to the whole number. Therefore, you're cashing in. Even if you lose $1,000 trade, doesn't matter. You've made $400 that you can start 4 more $100 trades to start off with. And how much did it cost you? $10.
Boom.
Keep it super simple. And then just so you can get in your mind's eye at all times, I've built a little bit of a chart down here so you can manifest how easy this is to roll out. It's simple. It's not that it's easy, it's simple. It's like that boxer that says, you know, what was the biggest lie people told you? That it's not that simple. It's not that simple to be champion. Actually, it is that simple. You just have yourself a foundation, put down some habits. You know, again, we've got a point system for our trades, so why not utilize your point system to see what size of trade? So if they say, oh, okay, go in light, all right, we do a $10 trade. Oh, he says, well, go light, but you've already built up a bunch of these trades. So you take your $28 one. Big deal. You're going to lose $10 if you lose that $28 trade. You know, if we stop focusing on how big our account is and then focus more on what our compounds are going to be, you're going to grow your account exponentially.
Bingo. Now, that was great. That was a perfect explanation. I just had a couple questions right quick for the recording, first of all, and second, because somebody who's computer illiterate, such as myself, in terms of using the Excel file, when you are implementing the $10, you're putting down the $100, etc., you type that in that space where your cursor is right now?
Correct. See where I can move it and I can type in whatever I want? Yeah, you got to put your currency in there. Try to keep this one as a whole number as much as possible, this column. That way it rolls out easy. That's why I did a full cycle. So we can do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 trades to get to that. Right? So then you keep that $44 in your bank, in your broker. Now your next compound is 100. So you're not putting yourself at risk for the full 140. You've now profited 40 bucks. You've got 4 more $10 trades to play with that you didn't have before.
Yep.
So when I see these, so to me, it blows my mind when I see these guys roll up and they say they're I went 5-0, and I'm like, man, you would have just made 144 bucks from $10.
Rather than taking $10 to 17 5 times.
Right, which gets you nowhere close to that. Now you've got 4 $10 trades. So you're always putting money in your account. So your risk level drops. So to get to that 100, so if you roll this out properly, if you do the full thing the whole time, there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So 20 trades can potentially get you $141,000 Canadian. It's probably going to be more because if you think logically behind it, if we are, every time you grow to that 100, the whole number, so you go to 100, you keep that 144, right? Because see here, that $83, 70% gets you 144. What if it was an $80 trade or 80% trade or an 85% trade that time, right? It's more money, but stick to the formula, stick to this system, the pattern, and don't worry about the extras. Just go right back. Follow every time you go in for a compound, follow the 10, 17, 28, 49, and then just add a 0. Once your brain figures that out, you won't even need to come back here when you're doing that. At the end of the day, you go, oh yeah, I did this many trades, boom, boom, I'm done. I've forgotten about it. Tomorrow when I come back in, we've got 4 more trades available, and you can kind of figure things out from there. But really get this pattern into your mind, because you can become a multi-millionaire if things go right. You plan yourself, be strategy, be patient with your trades. Be clear. I screwed this up, man. I was rocking in September, early October, or actually middle of October. I was killing it. I brought my, I think it was a $200 account to over 1,000. And then I was playing with my trades, and I got too anxious. I had three $75 trades on one trade idea, and it crumbled. Never again. Don't ever do that.
Boom. And there goes half of Chad's account. So that's why, we always say, of course, patience pays. Patience pays. Always be selective on your trades and get the entries that you actually look for. Always develop a trading plan. Stick to the strategy that you're utilizing, etc. And also
There's also, if you go read the notes, I made it really simple. Always have three $10 compounds growing. So whether you're at $100, you always have three $10 growing. If the market doesn't look great, start a new compound. Follow the compound value, right? This is the value here. This is the compound value. So you always go to the next value. And then if you enter a trade that pays out more than 70%, leave the profits. Right? The extra profits, and without any extra rules, right? If the market doesn't look great, right? Start a new compound. It's that simple. I repeated that twice just so people can realize it. If it doesn't look good, start a new compound. If it's a 3-point trade, you don't feel right about the market, start a new compound.
maybe you're a little emotional and you're thinking of too much and too much is going on in your life. Probably shouldn't be trading then in the first place. But if that is going on, keep the risk super light. So one more thing to note, and it was listed there as well, is that if you're making more than 70%, obviously, you just keep the profits in your account, keep the profits there, start your compound again, whatever it is, for 10, $100, etc. Obviously, we're going to be over or less depending on the trade. The currency pairs are going to be paying out somewhere between 60 and 85 or so percent. And so if we make a little bit less, that's okay. We want to profit. We make a little bit more. That's fantastic. Keep it in there. Start again. Any last minute thoughts? Any last minute second thoughts again, Chad?
No, that's it. Just play with it. You'll have fun. You'll start to figure it out. It'll be less of a weight or a burden on your mind when you're thinking about this. You can literally start with $1. Like I can clear this right now and I can show you what $1 looks like over time. So you take $1, to $14 to $100. All I did was I seen this because Shazay one day showed me how to compound, and my brain went, hold on, add $1, add a zero to everything. So quite frankly, it's this simple. If you are, there it is right there. That's it. So if you go from here, $1 can get you after your fifth. So 25 trades is $144,000 from $1.
Powerful. Boom. Yeah. So we're going to show kind of how to obviously get it from the shared document on Google Docs, generationsimpact@gmail.com. Chad's going to show exactly how to copy the file itself.
So when you get this emailed to you and you've got it shared to you, first thing you want to do, it'll have, I think it says your name here. So you want to go to File, and then you got to scroll to Make a Copy. So hit Make a Copy, and then right here you blank out the top part and you put your name here, right? Whatever your name is, right? So you do that, space, okay. Now there's a copy made. Then you go to when your copy pulls up, boom, it says your copy.
So now when you search for the file again, make sure you're clicking your name.
Yeah, go to your name. I'm just waiting for this to load. And then you can go in here and boom, you can rename it and you can move it. Google won't let you change locations of the actual file unless you make a copy and rename it. So you have to always make sure you keep that blank copy on your side, Lee, and anybody else who's building a team the team leader who's sharing with anybody, make sure you only have administration rights. No one else can change it. And they have to make sure that they make a copy, and it's right here, make a copy, boom. And then rename, and then they can move it into their folders. Everybody should be getting a Gmail account because it's easy to share files. I've also got stuff on Money Heist I can share. It's a great way to share videos. Yeah, that's it.